Humans survive wounds that should make life impossible. I learned this 3 hours before they destroyed my fleet. At first, I believed the reports were defective. No living species could continue functioning after losing that much blood. No biological mind should remain conscious while organs failed one by one. Yet the human prisoner sitting inside my interrogation chamber had survived all of it. I did not understand why. That was my first mistake. I am Commander Threx of the Kharuun Dominion. I have studied 47 intelligent species. I know their fears, their instincts, their limits. Humans were supposed to be simple. They feared death. Therefore, they would avoid it. This was the pattern my scientists discovered during the first 6 months of observation. Humans retreated when threatened. Then they returned. We attacked their mining colonies. They evacuated. We destroyed their orbital stations. They abandoned them. We captured 300 human soldiers. They surrendered. Every action appeared logical. Every action was wrong. The human prisoner proved it. He was covered in dried blood. His left arm hung uselessly. One eye was swollen shut. Still, he watched me. Not with fear, with curiosity. I believe curiosity was a final stage of psychological collapse. "Where's your fleet?" I asked. He smiled. That was disturbing. "Gone," he said. I assumed he meant destroyed, so I laughed. Then my command network screamed. An incoming transmission appeared across every tactical display. Not from Earth. From our own captured colonies. "Help us." The voice belonged to a Kharuun governor. Then another transmission arrived. Then 20. Then hundreds. Everywhere our forces had advanced, someone was calling for help. Our colonies were falling. Our ships were disappearing. Our soldiers were retreating without knowing why. I turned toward the human. He was still smiling. I thought he had arranged some kind of psychological attack. I was wrong again. The first explosion struck the outer defense ring. The entire station shook. Gravity failed for 4 seconds. Bodies floated past the observation glass. Then gravity returned. I demanded a report. My tactical officer stared at the screen. His voice became very small. "Commander." "What?" "They're human ships." "How many?" He swallowed. "We cannot count them." That answer should have been impossible. Our long-range sensors showed nothing. Then something appeared beyond the moon. A ship. Massive. Black. No identification markings. No weapons signature. No engines. It simply existed. Then another appeared. Then 10. Then 100. The darkness around our planet began filling with them. My officers froze. I understood their fear. These were not warships. Warships announced themselves. These vessels were built to approach unnoticed. They were built for one purpose: to arrive before anyone realized there was a war. I ordered every battery to fire. Thousands of energy weapons crossed the void. The first human ship vanished inside the storm. My officers cheered. Then the explosion cleared. The ship was still there. Its outer armor was burning. Its hull was torn open. It continued moving. I watched the damaged vessel accelerate. It passed through our defensive line. Then its entire front section opened. I expected missiles. Instead, smaller ships poured out. Hundreds. No. Thousands. They moved like fragments of a living organism. They struck our cruisers, one after another. Our ships exploded. Our formations collapsed. Our commanders screamed for retreat. Then the human prisoner spoke behind me. "You should have left us alone." I turned. His smile was gone. For the first time, I saw something inside his eyes that I could not classify. It was not anger. Anger was temporary. This was colder. Older. Purposeful. I ordered his execution. The guards raised their weapons. The human suddenly laughed. Every screen in the room went black. Then one sentence appeared. "We heard you ask for help." I stared at it. We had never asked humanity for help. We had attacked them. We had destroyed their worlds. We had killed their soldiers. Why would they answer a request we never made? Then the truth arrived. Our colonies had not been calling us. They were calling humanity. The humans had intercepted every distress signal, every evacuation request, every civilian transmission, every terrified voice. They had mistaken our enemies' cries for a reason to intervene. I finally understood the pattern. Humans did retreat. They did abandon their worlds. They did surrender. But none of those actions meant what I believed. They were not escaping. They were buying time. The prisoner looked through the observation window. More human ships emerged from hyperspace. This time I could see their markings. Thousands of them. Cruisers. Carriers. Dreadnoughts. Ships so enormous that our moon looked small beside them. The tactical officer whispered the number. 16,000. Silence filled the command chamber. Then another number appeared. Commander. What now? He looked at me. They're still arriving. My blood went cold. Because the human fleet was not attacking our homeworld. It was surrounding it. Protecting it. Protecting us. I could not understand why. Then the prisoner looked at me and said the words that changed everything. You thought we were surrendering. He leaned closer. We were waiting until you gave us someone worth saving. Behind him, the stars disappeared. Not because of darkness. Because humanity had arrived. The stars disappeared because humanity had brought something larger than an army. I understood that too late. Our entire command chamber shook. Not from weapons. From movement. Something enormous was passing beneath the station. The observation glass darkened as a shadow crossed the planet. My tactical officers stared upward. I could not speak. The human prisoner simply watched. I believed the largest ship was the fleet's command vessel. That was my next mistake. The shadow belonged to a ship that was not a ship. It was a moving fortress. A human construction larger than our capital station. Its surface carried thousands of launch bays. Its armor was layered like planetary crust. And beneath that armor were weapons our sensors could not identify. Then it opened. The entire structure split apart. I expected an attack. Instead, millions of tiny lights emerged. Escape pods. Medical vessels. Supply ships. Rescue craft. Human transports. They moved toward every damaged Kharuun colony. Every civilian station. Every ship that had sent a distress signal. My officers stared in disbelief. They are rescuing our people, one whispered. I rejected the conclusion immediately. Humans did not rescue enemies. They were preparing hostages. That explanation made sense. It had to. Then I saw human ships shielding Kharuun vessels from their own fleet. A damaged Kharuun cruiser drifted toward a human dreadnought. Our captain expected destruction. The human ship turned. Its armor absorbed the incoming debris. The cruiser survived. No ransom came. No demand followed. The humans simply moved on. My certainty began to fracture. Why protect creatures they hated? Why save those who had attacked them? Then the prisoner answered without looking at me. Because they're alive. That sentence made less sense than anything else. To my species, life had value according to usefulness. A soldier mattered. A scientist mattered. A ruler mattered. A civilian mattered only if resources permitted. Humans appeared to calculate differently. Their calculation was terrifying. If something was alive, it became their responsibility. Even their enemies. Especially their enemies. Then our planetary defense system activated. A final automated weapon. The Kharuun Sun Lance. It had never failed. The weapon could split a moon. It turned toward the human fleet. I ordered the fleet to stand down. The weapon ignored me. The Sun Lance fired. A column of white energy crossed the planet's upper atmosphere. Thousands of human ships scattered. The beam struck one dreadnought. For 3 seconds, nothing happened. Then the dreadnought broke apart. My officers cheered. I did not. Because the human fleet did something impossible. It stopped. Every vessel became motionless. Then every weapon turned toward us. Not toward the defense system, toward the planet. I felt something close to fear. The human prisoner looked at me. Now you understand. I asked what would happen. He gave no answer. Instead, the largest human vessel transmitted one message across every frequency. Stand down. Our government refused. The fleet waited. 30 seconds. 1 minute. 2. Then another message arrived. Last warning. Our emperor ordered the Sun Lance to fire again. This time, humanity did not dodge. Every human ship moved forward, straight into the beam. The darkness filled with explosions. Thousands of ships vanished. My officers screamed in triumph. Then the beam weakened, and the surviving human ships continued forward. I stared at the tactical display. Their losses should have broken them. Instead, the survivors accelerated. They flew directly toward the Sun Lance. One dreadnought entered the weapon's firing path. Its shields collapsed. Its armor melted. Its engines burned. Still it continued. The ship struck the defense platform. The entire weapon disappeared. Silence followed. Then humanity transmitted one final message. We asked you to stop. The fleet moved. Not wildly. Not angrily. Perfectly. Every Kharuun warship was disabled. Every weapon station was destroyed. Every military command center was isolated. But the civilian networks remained untouched. Hospitals remained powered. Food systems remained active. Transport lanes stayed open. Human ships even repaired damaged Kharuun stations. They had conquered us without destroying us. I could not understand the purpose. Then the prisoner walked past me. He had been wounded for hours. His arm was still useless. His face was pale. But he was standing. I asked him the question that had haunted me since the beginning. Why did you come? He stopped. For the distress calls. We never asked you. You did. We asked you to destroy our enemies. He looked at me. No. His eyes moved toward the planet below. You asked us to save your people. I finally understood. Humanity had not come because they wanted revenge. Revenge was only the weapon they carried. They came because someone had cried for help, and humans had heard. Then the impossible happened. The human fleet began leaving. 16,000 warships, thousands of rescue vessels, millions of soldiers. They were abandoning the victory. I thought they had become weak. I thought they had lost interest. Then the prisoner smiled. Look at your outer system. I opened the sensor feed. Nothing. Then my screen detected movement. One object. Then thousands. A second fleet had arrived beyond our system. Not human. Kharuun. Our missing forces. The soldiers we believed had retreated. But they were not returning to attack humanity. They were returning to defend their own civilians. Humans had shown them how. They had taught our soldiers to protect the people they once considered expendable. That was the true weapon. Not the dreadnoughts. Not the impossible armor. Not the brutal fleet. The humans had infected our species with their most dangerous instinct. Protection. I looked toward Earth. The human prisoner was gone. Only one message remained on my screen. You thought survival meant being the strongest. I stared at the words. Then another line appeared. It means making sure someone else survives you. Years later, our historians would call the human war the greatest military defeat in Kharuun history. They were wrong. We were not defeated by their weapons. We were defeated by the discovery that we had forgotten why survival mattered. I still remember the first human ship entering our sky. I thought humanity had come to destroy us. Now I know the truth. They came because we cried for help. And the most terrifying thing about humans was never how brutally they could fight. It was that they would cross the stars to save even the species they had every reason to hate. And that's the end of today's HFY story. If you enjoyed this epic tale of humanity, Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next HFY sci-fi story. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.